Welcome to Linkronicity, or your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. Today, we're going to be talking about your link of fear as it relates to your link of follow-through and accountability. It's kind of like three links. And as you know by now, everything's linked together. And even if you think it's not, I will show you that it's so. Okay, so here we go. Talking about your link of fear connected to your link of follow-through, connected to your link of accountability. Being accountable is sometimes a tough place to sit for a lot of people because they don't like to have the responsibility falling on their shoulders to be accountable for much, because it's a stressful situation to put yourself in, right? Being responsible. When you're a kid, you feel like you don't really need to be responsible for anything other than, you know, eating your vegetables and getting good grades and being respectful to your teachers and all of that stuff, right? As a kid, your list of accountability is showing up, you know, being home on time. It seems like a daunting list when you're a kid, but it gets even more overwhelming when you become an adult, right? So when we become accountable as an adult, what ends up happening is we jump in these different lanes. And the lanes are either going to be, this is where I'm comfortable, this is where I'm pushing myself that extra mile, and this is the place of just doing it automatically, okay? And there's these three lanes. Which lane do you fall in? Do you know your link of accountability? Do you end up, you know, completely losing steam at the end of the road as you're finally reaching the top of the summit? Do you give up here? Is this where you give up? These are interesting questions you need to be asking yourself as you're looking at your bigger picture for your life. Where is your threshold in terms of endurance? And when we link to endurance, we understand what it is that we have within us to carry out the task of what's needing to be done based on our accountability. And if we can't be accountable, based on the link of fear as it attaches itself to the idea that we might actually succeed. I know, it's like, wow, right? Okay, I'm addressing this for a very specific issue. This is also linked to the link of procrastination. There's a video on this. Linking to your procrastination. The number one reason why a lot of people procrastinate is because of their link of fear, linked to the attachment of accountability, linked to follow through to get to the end of the summit. This is where it gets hard. This is where a lot of people give up. That extra inch, that extra mile, you're almost there. You're almost there. And you always hear this. They were like 3/4 of the way there and they gave up, even though they ran 3/4 of the race, right? Well, how can we avoid this? How can we avoid this link of fear, which is attached to the link of accountability, which is attached to the link of follow through, and how that is connected to the negativity of procrastination? How do we untangle this very intricate web that we've woven? How can we? The first thing is to address it, which is why we're doing this video. The second thing is to ask yourself if the idea of being accountable for actually succeeding at something is what is creating the obstacle in your pathway. Yeah, where does that come from? Do you know where that comes from? Are you afraid you can't handle it when you get to the other side? Or is it that your entire idea of what you have perceived in your mind is going to be called out as wrong? Yeah, wrong. If this whole time you've been a negative person and you've told yourself you can't do something, if you actually can't contradict yourself and you prove that you can, then that means your entire life's journey and the process up to this point has been wrong. And you know what? It's okay to take ownership of being wrong. It's okay to take ownership of saying that, you know what, my perception and my idea of the fact that I couldn't do something but I actually can do something can prove what I am actually capable of, which then links to the link of possibility in what is completely possible, doable, achievable, and attainable. So why not sit in that new place of owning it? When we get to the place of trying to connect the follow-through, of getting to the other side, we're examining why some of the roadblocks in our pathway are there in the first place. And for a lot of you, I know it's a very difficult place to be, because you underestimate the value of what it is that you bring to the table. You underestimate the value of what it means to actually be good at something. And you underestimate the value of what it means to actually succeed at something. So what we need to do is we need to remove the negative voices. We need to remove the negativity, and we need to actually address the idea that this is attached to all of these links that I've just talked about. And ask yourself what it is that you want to do. How do you want to proceed? And what kind of story do you want to create for your life's journey? When you get to the place of answering that question, what kind of life do you want to live? Then you get more clarity on where you're headed next to be able to break that wall down, break that barrier down, overcome that obstacle that you've placed in your pathway, which has prevented you from finishing and getting to that top of the summit when you're almost there. When you do that, you can get to the top. You can achieve that goal that you've set for yourself. You can, run that extra half mile that's almost there. You can finish the project, that big term paper that's almost there, or that project at work that's almost done, just need to crunch more numbers, or finish your taxes, or whatever it is that you feel like, I can't do this, or clean out the garage. Any of these things that you've put in your pathway to say that you can't finish, you can. You can finish. You can get to the final goal, that final step. It's that extra energy that can kick in if you just move these obstacles out of your way by knowing what you can do and what you can achieve, because it is possible to do if you just get out of your own way. I'm Stacey Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Please be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Linkronicity, Blogspot.com, and go to Linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I hope you have a wonderful day.